In 3, 2, 1, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 87 of the Prehistoric Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Francois Nation.
I'm Andrew Sorsdahl.
We didn't even do that last time.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
How far did they go?
I can't remember what you said. What'd you say? You were playing GTA?
We gotta turn this down a bit. Yeah, see if you can do it from there so I don't have to get up. Options. Sound. Either or. There. Whether it be here, whether it be there, whether it be anywhere, we love nothing more than to watch Andrew play the hit classic Volgar. Andrew, tell us a little bit about Volgar.
Volgar is retro style.
Volgar is a man.
He is a dragon man.
A retro style platformer, I suppose.
Just a dragon.
2D platformer. It's, the whole point is, the whole thing is it's very fucking difficult.
Okay. They can't hit you if you're docked?
It's tough for them to hit me up.
When was the last time you played Volgar?
A while now.
So, tell us a little bit about what you're doing right now.
It's crazy. I remember how many, it took hours just to get to, this point where we started playing.
How much of this do you have memorized?
Up until the point I die every time.
That guy is the best. So, anyway, essentially what Andrew's doing is you play along as Volgar. When you start, you only have one life, don't you?
You only have one life the whole game. You don't
but
have
I mean, you can only get hit once when you start.
No, twice. Once, yeah. No, twice. Once, and then again you die. So how this game works is you get pieces of armor, and instead of losing lives, you lose a piece of armor. So the more armor you have, the more hits you can take. Oh, well, I have to restart now.
So as you can see there, Andrew
That was
lost.
just too stupid of a mistake. I don't know why that happened.
Well, I guess you get the shield right off the bat. But if you
only on the first level.
But if you jumped over that shield, you would have died. And then if you got hit, you'd die, right?
Yeah. Oh no, you lose the wooden shield as well.
Oh really?
Oh, fucking goddamn bees.
So
not the bees.
Can you throw the spears without the shield?
You can't throw the super spears, no.
Okay. So you're not maxed out right now? What is max? One more?
Fire sword. And then you
which gives you an offensive advantage.
You it's worth
3 hits.
3 hits, yeah.
Okay, so my next question is, do you just lose the fire sword?
No, you lose the fire sword and the helmet.
Okay, so it isn't an additional piece of armor.
No. You can, but above the fire sword, if you get 3 chests, which are full of treasure, on the third 2 chests, on the third chest, you get this eternal flame thing that gives you an extra life. Well, actually, no, you don't.
It's you can't know those spears are sticking out of that wall until you get hit by them.
Yeah, no, it's muscle memory. That's you have to fail and fail and fail and fail and fail and fail. It's not a game you could ever beat on your first try.
So the fire sword kicks ass. Ooh, that's as strong as I thought it was going to be. But does it you can't do that swinging jump? Attack in all directions, move with your regular sword, can you?
No.
So, I guess Volgar, Francois, from what I gather, and I don't have a lot to do with this type of game. I like the originals. I haven't played.
The only reason I'm playing this also is because we started playing it. I'm I don't know. I think I'm going to try to beat it.
You got it for free.
Well, I got it for free.
Yeah, it was an Xbox.
But the only reason I kept playing it was that
you wanted to beat it.
Well, no, I was I'm going to try. Ooh.
Okay, here's a question. My next question.
Yeah.
True or not, is Volgar's kind of part of this generation where people are coming back to the 2D platformer and trying to revive it as a genre?
I wouldn't say they're trying. I'd say they succeeded. The 2D platformer is proving itself to be a genre that's never going to go away. And I don't know. This you call this platformer, I guess. But
well, it's like that Contra style. Like it's very much like
it's a
retro
side
style.
scroll.
Side
I guess
scroller,
would be the common theme between
okay.
all of these games. But I mean, like platforming isn't this game's like main focus. I'd say it's a focus on combat, and then secondary would be the platforming. But it's like you're not doing really crazy shit with the platforming.
No, not until at least later in the game. It does get. So you get 3.
But it is, yeah,
treasures?
it is like you could totally call it platformer. It's a style of gameplay that is never not going to be challenging. And I don't think it'll ever go away. Like it's very.
I personally have a specific type of 2D game or side scroller, I guess, that I like. This unfortunately just isn't it.
What do you like?
I guess I don't like the combat ones as much. I do like more of the pure platforming.
Like Mario?
Yeah, like Mario, and I'm not like some fucking Mario snob. So I hope that's not there. So now you have the Eternal Flame.
Yeah, but it's not the treasure. It's just this gives me a life in the bonus, an extra life in the bonus levels. What that is actually.
He is his own god.
Can you get another life every time you get a treasure chest now?
Yeah, but it's only for this one specific part of the
game.
But I don't know. There's a lot of.
This is the make or break part right here.
These older games I love. I guess I love like a lot of the ones that a lot of people love. Like I love.
Fuck! God damn it!
I'm a huge Metroid fan.
Fuck!
I love.
Did you need that?
Like I can still play through, but that really helps because this part's also hard.
Like with these. You seem to be doing pretty good, chap. It just keeps getting like, it just amps it up so much. And like you have to take that snake, which normally, there's like 12 of them shooting down.
But I recently just bought on the because the Xbox One they have the virtual consoles. I bought Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Castlevania. And that's a game I'm having a tough time getting into.
How similar is it to the music album, rock album, Symphony of Destruction?
I would say like a shot-for-shot remake.
Okay. Now,
Is that what the album's called?
I think there's enough. Is it not off of Symphony? Isn't the name?
What's the name of the song?
Okay, what's that? What's we breaking? Tell us what you've done now. What you've managed to accomplish. Have you ever gotten this far? No.
Oh, I've gotten
He's
this
gone
far
away from.
many
He's gone to
times.
the second. He's gone to the
Second world. Yeah.
second world.
Okay, I've seen you get 3 treasures now. What's going on? Why did you have to re-up the Eternal Flame?
Oh no, you have to get 3 more between them.
You did.
No, I only got like treasure chests, not treasures.
Oh, I see. Like, do the other worlds get much harder? How many worlds are there?
I don't know. I've only gotten to the second, so I don't know.
It can't be that much longer. It's such a hard to beat game already. I love that you're killing guys off screen because you have to.
Okay, this is also pretty tough. This is the boss now.
I don't want to go ahead and think that we don't mean it when we say it, but
fucking bastard! I got you.
So what Andrew means when he says "fucking bastard," that was a Troikenok. You got another life?
Yes.
Fucking Troikenok.
That damn Troikenok.
That's good. So the flames go there, so I can go. It gives me an extra life in this secondary world. I'm not exactly sure what the benefit of going up there versus going down there is.
What do you mean?
This opens because I have the flame lit. That's a separate door.
Like you can jump in the fire?
No, I can jump up here.
And go in the circle in the middle?
No, they're open, so that's a secondary thing. But I don't know what I see. The 2 means I have two lives in that world.
Yeah.
But straight ahead is just the normal world. So I don't know.
Can I look it up quick?
If you want to, yeah. I just don't know what I don't know what my best bet is. I've done both, and from what I gather, there are 4 or 5 more worlds, Brad.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
There are 4 more. Yeah, you beat one of the worlds.
And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so what do we call this? Like,
Volgar.
yeah, what room? What would I call this type of room? Like a
bonus
room?
Hub room? I don't know.
Just what to do after the first world, even Google.
What to do after first level
Yeah.
in Volgar.
Top or bottom room, even like.
Always having a little.
Everybody just writing in all caps can't beat the first level. Paths of the Valkyrie, they're called.
Yes. Should I go path of Valkyrie or no? What do I get for
The
it?
Path of Valkyrie provides an alternate to the main game's levels, featuring more challenging versions
Oh, fuck that then.
of the original from World 2 onwards, provided the player has acquired the Life Fire. These alternate Valkyrie levels are completely
You
different.
have to do this really difficult thing so you can make the game more difficult.
Are completely different than the original levels in terms of layout.
See, these bastards, you can't even really
Enemy
fight these
placement
guys.
chest locations and limit the number of retries to the number of fires in Volgar's possession. The player also has an additional retry once they've lost all their life fires. However, if they die in this time, they will be ejected back to the beginning of the main quest. Did you get hit already?
No.
Well, he fucking blew his load, didn't he?
No, I got another blue flame.
You got another one?
Yep. So I got
You
opened the
have 3
chest
lives now?
for the Valkyrie thing. If I ever choose to do that, I didn't realize it was
This
just.
is the same Atlantis from the Disney
Oh
film.
fuck! I forget. I think it's this. No, fuck! I died. I ruined everything.
No, you have 3 lives.
He lost his helmet and his shield. And
No, but I mean, like, the Valkyrie, the fires are working here.
I'll try, but I've never had success doing it this way.
Okay, so there's level 2 is the water level, world 3 is the undead level, world 4 is the snake cult, world 5 is the air level, world 6 is Fafnir's tower.
Fafnir.
And then there's Yggdrasil. Is the secret
Yggdrasil.
Yggdrasil is the secret final level of Volgar
Oh
the
my god.
Viking. And the player must face the fearsome Nidhogger as a boss.
See, the thing is, you can't even fight these guys with your sword because of how they hop towards you with their fucking stupid little things.
So you're gonna get a helmet here, right?
No, I'm just gonna get the upgraded shield.
Oh.
It's you start with wooden shield, metal shield, then helmet, then flame sword.
Right. Are you the greatest player in the world?
No, I've never gotten past this. The farthest I've gotten is just the second part of this world. Is the furthest I've gotten. I'm kind of shitting the bed now because I'm nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous.
You're not nervous. Let's all talk about how good Andrew is at being a person.
That doesn't help.
Hello, good Andrew, the person you are. Hello. Lickashayam.
You know how long it took me to figure that out?
Speckle.
You have to do this. It drops down enough that you can kill the fucking clam thing.
I love that shit.
Can you imagine how difficult Fafnir's tower is going to be?
Pretty tough. Also, these guys took me a while to figure out how to beat them. Oh.
How do you do
The
it?
game just didn't do what I told it to do. That frustrates me.
Fafnir? Oh, I see.
They have machines.
There's just bombs?
Oh boy.
Okay, don't lose your cool.
It's okay. Should I restart from the very beginning?
You might as well use your lights up.
I'm not using them up.
What?
I'm not using them up.
Yeah, you only have 3 flames.
No, but not for this place.
It said 2 when you died the first time.
Oh, well, I guess I'll use them up then. I have so much confidence. I'll be very surprised if I get past further than I've gotten before on this podcast.
I
I'm going to try, but
won't. Fran, what do you think is maybe the most popular, maybe the most revolutionary of this new resurgence of the side scroller?
What's the most
The most revolutionary game, maybe a new technique.
Limbo is pretty revolutionary, I would say.
Yeah, Inside. That's kind of the spiritual sequel to Limbo.
Describe it to us.
Well, it's like it's not like this. They went for a classical style in the sense that it is technically a side scroller, but it's very story based. But it the way I describe Limbo and Inside especially is like that. Like when people have a discussion, our game's art. It's like that is like
it is.
It is art. Like it's like tons of time went into making these really in-depth worlds that aren't really explained to you, but are really pretty to look at, and very, very thought-provoking stories. And both games have no dialogue. There's not a single piece of dialogue.
Is it the black one?
That's Limbo, yeah. Inside has
Is it arguably one of the most artistic games you've ever played?
Okay.
Inside was very... I love Limbo. Limbo's a really fun game to play, and I really like the gameplay. And Inside just felt like the next step for that studio. Inside's a weird one because I've only talked to one other person I know who's played it, and he hated it, just didn't get it at all. But I think it's because it was a person who they want to play Call of Duty, they have no interest in playing something like that. But for me, I was very impressed, and the actual gameplay.
So you're avoiding that chest because it's too tough to get it and get back on this.
There's no point in getting it.
But recently, for a game that's a little bit more this kind of thing, Shovel Knight.
Fucking go.
Loved Shovel Knight.
What was your favorite part about Shovel Knight?
It was just once again, it was a game where they went back and they looked at all the games from they looked at Mega Man 2 and Metroid and those games, and they just picked and chose the best mechanics from each of those games, and they just made a perfect version of that. And it was just
this is the best I've done so far.
Fun.
I've never gotten this far.
Oh, nice.
With the flame sword, I've gotten to here, but I've always been barely got
Yes,
here.
absolutely, yes. You didn't even mean to kill that thing. Andrew's now accidentally slaying his foes.
What if you try not hurting them? Maybe they'll let you pass.
Oh God. Oh, I'm so fucked up.
I'm so spikes on those little towers.
So boned.
Is that the boss?
No, that's just a guy I have to kill.
Oh,
that's not what I'm supposed to do. No, I'm stuck back here with a shield and no treasure chests.
Get slime from Zelda.
That was crazy. Oh, there's a chest.
Or that'll happen. And there's no way to get it.
See, that's the thing that's interesting to me is I've played a few of these platformers, And I think to myself,
Like the water
There's still
physics are so fucking tough in this game.
there's still stuff that can be
Oh my
improved
God.
upon.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would say all those games that I love, like, I think Metroid Zero Mission, which was a remake of the first Metroid game, is one of my favorite side-scrolling games. And I don't know, yeah, there's just like a lot of times
No.
stuff you don't even think of.
What's
It
the
could
way
be
to
better
do
or whatever, but then it's
this?
like a game comes along and they just do it a little bit easier. They make it smoother, and then you're just like, oh, I never thought of that. And that's really nice. You can do that now.
But even then,
It's usually like little tiny, and sometimes it's just tiny little things. It's like in Castlevania Symphony of the Night, when you get hit, you bounce back, and you accept it right away, and you play the game that way. But it's like the game would be better if that wasn't a feature. It's just like there's no reason. It doesn't. The difficulty it adds isn't. It doesn't feel like a good difficulty. It feels like a shitty thing to do.
This is so
basically.
fucking impossible.
Whereas like Shovel Knight is a game where it's Shovel Knight's actually not a good one compared to Castlevania, but
or maybe try jumping from the other side. You know what I mean?
Shovel Knight doesn't have a bounce back, and it's just like
That's the
great.
way to do it.
So Anders knows zooming. You can't get down on yourself. You're doing so good. There's so many levels to go still.
I just don't even know how I'm supposed to fucking kill that guy.
I think you gotta
I
kill
can't
that
even
clam.
jump.
I think
can't
you
even-
gotta turn and kill the clam, and then if you stand on that ledge, you can pound him.
I think you're right. And we had that first thing. Okay, drop down, you stupid things.
Incredible. Can you can you fall indefinitely until you use that?
Like, the only problem is then there's no way to do that. But okay, I'll figure it out. Well, we got it. We're going to be seeing a lot of this unless you want to look up how to do it.
No. Now, another thing I'm going to raise that I think is a little bit different with that one game you were describing. That was perfect. What was the one you said that was super artistic?
Or Inside.
Now it didn't try and emulate this style of graphics, right?
No. It's 3D models
On a 2D
on a
plane.
2D plane.
See, that's like I like that, and it's not that I don't like I totally get where they're coming from. They tried to mimic.
Yeah. This is very much a throwback, whereas Inside feels like a continuation, continuing, like it's using modern technology with classic game sensibilities. But this feels like
Them frog
classic
bastards
game
can...
sensibilities, but also
They tried to make
classic
you
look.
They try to make you feel like
It's
this actually
1990.
this game did come from
Three.
like you very
Yeah.
much could have found this game.
Yeah, absolutely, that is. Yeah.
It wouldn't have been nearly this polished back then.
Well, there's I wouldn't say that. I mean, like, I don't think Volgar's any more polished than like
I just like little things
Super
like
Mario. And
little
stuff.
things like the ability to do that spear throw, like at a charging up and then throwing. It's stuff they just didn't have back then. Not because they couldn't. I just don't think people even thought of stuff like that.
Yeah. No, I mean this would have been like a 10 out of 10 back in the day.
So I don't even know what I'm... Oh my god.
That was pretty fucking pathetic.
I know. Well, the physics, like, it's so hard. I don't even know where I'm supposed... Like, how I'm
You
supposed
can't.
to...
There's no way you can go up there. You're gonna have to go up the other side. I think you had it here, like jump onto that spear. You maybe got to throw one a little lower.
But I can't. Like, there's no where to throw it lower.
Well, obviously threw that one higher, so you can throw one lower.
Maybe if I see what you're saying.
And then jump up on it. Did you even have to go down here?
Oh, okay, here we go.
Inside, this is sort of on a different tangent. Inside was a very weird game for me to play because it.
Oh no! You got to get air, Andrew. There, you got it. Inside what?
Certain mediums and types of media get a lot of flack. Like video games, a lot of people like don't consider as art, and then like I think another one that gets a lot of flack, like anime, gets a lot of flack, and like people.
It's not really TV.
Or like it's not. People don't like. They're just like animated, whatever. But I remember the first time I ever saw the movie Akira, and then I was like, "Holy fuck!" Like, this movie is amazing. Like it's like visually incredible, but also just like a story told in the world it built was just amazing. And inside, for the first time since I saw the movie Akira, made me have that same sort of feeling and get the same sort of introspective I did when I watched Akira for the first time, which is interesting because Akira was one of the first anime movies that legitimized that genre to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so inside, well, I like video games have always been legitimate to me, but inside big time, I was like, wow, like you can really like do art with this.
I think a lot of people felt that way about a game like The Last of Us.
The Last of Us
is
it's different. The Last of Us,
and tell us why.
That's why. The Last of Us, I don't know if I probably talked about the podcast, but it's what I think it might be the best game I've ever played, and I want to play it again just to like make sure, because I've only played it the once all the way through, but the experience of playing The Last of Us was just one like it's incredible. Everybody should play The Last of Us. I always say that. Even if you
don't play games.
Even if you don't play games, it would be tough if you don't play games to play The Last of Us. But yeah, it's like I wish that everybody could experience The Last of Us.
Well, do you think they'd ever make a movie?
I think they were talking about it. It's just like I don't.
If it translates.
It's just you wouldn't be able to do it better, and I don't think you'd be able to do it justice. It's way too tough when you get voice actors and you get.
It's crazy that you couldn't do, like they always talk about video games not doing justice for movies. It's like it's funny to think about the opposite of that.
Yeah. I can't really think of a.
What the fuck are you gonna do? Can you throw spears when you're on the chain?
No.
Can you jump and throw a spear?
I know what to do, but it's not gonna be good. Those fucking blue bastards are everywhere now. Oh, didn't time it right.
The Last of Us, I think, legitimized video games narratively. That they could tell a story that's just as compelling as a book or a movie. But
holy fuck!
But you were close. If you had survived that and then gotten the helmet, you're flying.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead,
in the same vein, though, the game, because Naughty Dog, the guy who developed that game, they also developed a very, very popular franchise called Uncharted, which I do not like at all because like
it sucks.
I don't know if sucks is the word, but it's not a fun game. Like for me, it's not a fun game to play. Like the gameplay is way too weak and thin, and like people praise the story. I don't get it, but whatever. Like I'll just say the story's good because everybody says the story's good except for me. But The Last of Us,
shitty Indiana Jones
has
been able to tell.
Incredible gameplay accompanied by a phenomenal story. So like I think it legitimizes the video game genre narratively big time, where it's like to the point where it's like I have read very few books that are better than this, and I've seen very few movies that are better than this. Right. And then accompanied by the fact that it's also just a really fun game to play, and the gameplay mechanics are very tight and very are just great. So like that game is absolutely masterclass. Like will be in at least my top 5 forever. I hope. That'd be crazy.
I hate these fucking froggy pricks.
Like, can you imagine The Last of Us ends in the top 30?
Like, yeah, it's like, kind of fucking hate it.
I don't even like it. Are we excited for the new Last of Us?
Yes.
Or are they gonna wreck it?
It's definitely one of those things that I'm like, probably maybe shouldn't have just left it, because like it does end in such an amazing way, and it's such a complete like. Emotionally, it's weird to say that, but emotionally, it's such a complete experience that you feel so satisfied by the end of the game. You're just like, oh, you're like, it's one of those things where you're just like, I'm so happy I experienced this.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it takes you on that kind of a journey. Lord of the Ringsy, if that makes sense. Like, Lord of the Rings, watching all 3 of those movies and getting to the end, it feels so complete, and it feels like such a full circle experience. And that's what The Last of Us feels like. I'm very interested to see because I have all the faith in the world in those storytellers to be able to do something very interesting. So I'm excited to see if they can do it. Like, and the thing is, if they do a sequel, I don't think it won't sully the first one for me if it doesn't live up to the first one. Like the first one will still be amazing. It's like the new Halo games. I'll say that's a good equivalent to draw. It's like I'm a huge fan of Halo 1, 2, and 3, and I like Halo 4 and 5. But it's like Halo 4 and 5 I think are a far cry from what they were. But Halo 4 and 5 do not ruin 1, 2, and 3 for me. Like the fact that they're not quite as good. I still think Halo 1, 2, 3 aren't. Like, they're still incredible.
So fucking impossible.
Hey, can you jump off the chain and throw a spear?
I don't think I can jump off and still be holding the chain.
No, and then fall to the water.
No, I don't. Well, I'll try. That's the only other thing I can think of to try, even.
Taste of salt.
A little lick of salt, and I threw a little salt cube in there.
Cubes.
When is Halo 6 coming out? And is
No
this
idea.
going to the conclusion?
It will. I don't know. I don't know how that's stuff. It won't. I don't think it'll be out until 2019 because they haven't even mentioned it yet.
Yeah.
So I think we'll get a reveal at E3 next year, like a trailer or maybe a gameplay experience, and then they'll release it 2019. Probably October 2019 is when we'll get it, or September 2019.
And it will be on the Xbox One.
Xbox One, yeah. Exclusively on the Xbox One.
Will it be 60 frames a second 4K?
That's probably what Microsoft wants to name for, yeah. I don't know. That is a tall order, but. And they like the, I don't know, like the 343 has said, because they ditched multiplayer in Halo 5, like split screen multiplayer, and they're like, yeah, we're never doing that again. It's like we will always have it so you can play 4-player multiplayer on the same couch.
I can't believe
They only did that so they could bring it back again.
No, they did it so they could hit 60 frames a second.
Oh, I guess, yeah, that makes sense.
And so, like, now they're like, well, people, they care more about, with Halo anyways, they care more about being able to play with 3 people at the same time than 60 frames a second.
Explain to us,
Halo 5 looks
explain to us in the audience who don't know anything about frame rates and what it is, why it's important.
Motherfucking.
So, that is actually an interesting conversation, interesting topic. So, when you see a movie or you play a video game or you see anything on your TV, the media you're seeing is...
I was thinking jumping off the left and throw a spear.
I tried holding back and I still jumped forward. So
the media that you're seeing is actually just a bunch of still images that are played one after another in very rapid succession. So when somebody says the word, like the one you'll hear most commonly is 24 frames a second, which in film industry is kind of the standard, and that means that they're playing 24 still images every second. And so when you play those in quick succession, obviously you get the illusion of movement and of action. So with movies, the standard is 24 frames a second because it has this look to it. If the reason they do 24 is because if you do any less than 24 frames a second, your eye starts to notice jitters and stops in the frame, and so obviously that pulls you out of the experience. 24 it's 23.9 something. That is actually the minimum amount of frames before the human eye can start perceiving that drop. Recently, with movies with Peter Jackson's new Hobbit trilogy, he tried unsuccessfully. He showed them at 48 frames a second, and there was massive outcry from everybody basically because it just didn't look right. And because if you're showing, that's essentially twice the amount of frames that they were showing before, and your
smoother.
Yeah, and your eye starts to notice finer detail better, and so a lot of people said that it was easier to see props for what they were and stuff like that, and fake sets, and like it was easier to you couldn't get lost in it as easily.
You're getting there. He's slugging.
And
My balls, turn
the
my balls,
motion
turn
looked
my
weird,
balls.
people said, because it was way more smooth. So that's for movies, but for video games don't suffer from that problem at all because it's all computer generated imagery in video games. Video game designers want to be able to push as many frames a second as possible to make the gameplay as smooth and responsive as possible. So in first-person shooters like Halo or Call of Duty and that sort of thing, 60 frames a second is sort of the standard they want to hit, and they want to do... That's the minimum they want to hit. And a lot of them are still 30 frames a second, which is totally serviceable. But obviously that's not a far cry from what films are shown at. So in the video game industry, essentially the goal is to crank out as many frames as is possible.
Now, do we have any 120 per second frames per second games?
PC tons, yeah. Not on consoles, no.
I guess.
I don't think there's even like TVs.
But
I guess I have only really high-end TVs that run at 120 hertz even. So like most TVs can't even.
I have seen a lot of. I don't play newer video games. Mostly, I download old video games for free or for cheap when I do play. And one thing that
what did you buy recently that was kind of new? Or did you?
Stick of truth.
Oh,
Fracture
right.
But
Hole was new.
And because obviously, with the
fucking
more
Volgar need to
powerful,
breathe, you son of a bitch.
with a more powerful computer, it'll even push games that weren't designed really to be above 60 frames a second over 60 frames a second.
Well, that depends because a lot of games, especially with games that were made like original Xbox games, for instance, can't. The animations that they made for the characters only run at 30 frames a second because they animated them at 30 frames a second. So you will never be able to push more than that,
Right.
or there would be no difference perceivably. So it depends on what it is. There are games like I think Halo. I think was one game where the animations were done at much higher frame rates than they ended up being exported at. So that's why it's like the Master Chief Collection. I think all the games run at 60 frames a second now, whereas originally they were at 30 frames a second.
Those blue blobs are what's really fucking me.
We'll just keep dropping and spearing. You can do it forever.
But I think similarly to how in movies there's software that can do this, and it doesn't look great in movies, but I think with video games, I think there's software that can do this, or like there are certain engines that can do this, where they do frame interpolation, and essentially it's like, even though maybe it's like I only recorded a frame from here to here, you have software that will be able to extrapolate the data from like like your arm was here, and it can be like, okay, well I can extrapolate that the arm was also probably here, and probably here, and probably here, and then it can try to recreate that. And so I think
Now,
some video game engines have the ability to create frames.
But the thing is, I can't block those fucks with my shield. They just knock me back anyways. Fuck, this is impossible.
anyway, as I was saying, like with
This is
some
just a cruel
games
fucking joke
older,
of a
like
game.
for example, when I play Far Cry, and if I have everything cranked up, I'm still playing at like 70 some frames a second.
It's pretty good.
But obviously they were trying to hit 60. I think
That's Far Cry 4 or Far Cry 3?
Oh.
3, I think.
Far Cry 3 was at 30
30.
on consoles anyways, and I don't think that game came out on PC till later.
Yeah, it looks smooth as shit anyway.
Yeah. That would have been another, because it's more modern, that would have been a game that they probably did everything at 60, I would imagine. I don't know, maybe 90. I don't know how some engines work anymore, because it's like, with keyframe animation, because the way that software interpolates frames now, it's like, it's not the same as film. I think it used to be a lot like film, where it's like, you'd have a sequence, and you'd have like, my sequence is 30 frames a second, and if you have a keyframe here and a keyframe here, you're always just going to have 30 frames, but it's like, I don't think a lot of game engines run that way.
Now, so you, do you think that with that Master Chief Collection, for example, with the Halo 2 remake,
Oh, incredible.
drop and smash, like duck and swing.
Oh, Jesus Christ, the patience. Stress. No.
Oh, you fucking bastards. My balls.
With the Master Chief Collection, do you think that those new HD remakes they did, the new remasters, do you think they've done that in like 120 frames a second in anticipation that when that becomes doable, that they're going to release that?
I have no idea. I really like I said, I'm not familiar enough with how game engines render their stuff, and like if it's different from game to game. I know that certain games will never be able to be more than they were, just because of the way they were rendered, unless they totally did it from the ground up. But then there are games like Halo where it might just because they had all the source material already, and they were able to just go back and be like, change this animation to give it a film term, because at the end of the day you do have to manually keyframe a movement in a video game. Did they just go in and they were like, well, this sequence is 30 frames right now, let's just change the sequence to 60 frames and then move the keyframes a bit, and then it's like you're just getting smoother. I have no idea. For big AAA franchises like Halo, where it's like they can afford to keep all that shit on servers and stuff.
Swing. Just keep swinging.
It's possible, but I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of smaller games.
I'm probably
that, like,
gonna fuck you by saying that.
how many are they infinite?
Yeah. Suicide by Volga.
I just don't know how to. Whatever, I'll do it. I'll just fucking do it. This is it. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it.
Simply the best.
You're simply the
This
best.
is the farthest I've gotten, by the way.
Oh, that's cool.
I've never gotten past figuring out how to get this fucking chest. So the thing is, I get to this part and I get so frustrated that I have to stop because.
When you get to the shield, is he automatically throwing that spear, or are you doing that?
No, you have to hold down B.
You're just doing it for.
Oh no, when you first get it, yeah, it automatically does it.
It just throws a heavy spear.
Yeah. I don't know why, but that's just maybe just to remind you.
Good game design. So the first time you ever played, it would
show you.
You would know.
Yeah.
Right, and then it does it every subsequent time after, just in case.
Well, it's
you have fetal alcohol spectrum.
They can't be wasting memory on figuring out if you got it before or not.
Different iterations. I don't understand.
That's a cool animation.
Controllable graphics at all. Like, I just completely don't get it. I understand. I totally, obviously understand.
Well, I mean, when I'm talking about like sequences and video sequences,
I understand a sequence that's been designed and set and then plays from beginning to end as
but
part
I'm
of
just
the design.
saying, like, with like a 2D animation that I do in After Effects, like I make a composition. Let's say it's 30 frames a second. At frame 1, I have my arm here. At frame 15, I have my arm here. So then there's 14 frames to do this. But I can just go in. There's keyframes there. I can just go in and be like, change my sequence settings to 60 frames a second.
No. I'm saying,
and
like,
then it'll add another.
I don't understand
frame.
like animation that's controllable, like in a video game.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like tapping A to make that animation happen in every different circumstance.
Well, I mean, it's the same as hardware in real life. Like to get really like baseline with it, like with hydraulics or anything else. It's like when I do this, it triggers this thing to do this. It's just it's all just triggers.
I guess it's just like there's so many working parts together, and in a lot of instances, it's different aspects that change based on the environment. So it's like when your sword does this, when it's reacting with. I did it. Like I did some game design. I did some
Fucking
game
bastards.
design in college, in university, like in my computer science courses. So like I kind of get the coding, like for example, when Volgar is standing this close to that ledge and spear is thrown, keep the spear here. I obviously did really basic stuff, like I made like a ping pong game. So it's like I took a ball, I made a ball in a software. Then I took that ball and it's like ball constantly moves like this. If the ball touches the white paddle, then it bounces back.
Yeah, it's very little. Like I mean, it used to all be coding because it's all like setting rules for things in a virtual world and trying
So
to.
now only the hardcore people actually code the engines. And
Yeah,
they
now-
make
and
it
then-
layman,
yeah.
more layman.
Yeah,
way to use it.
now it's like After Effects or anything else now, or like film editing and everything.
It's
like
powered by so many things are powered by like the Unreal Engine.
yeah, it's become much easier.
Like those people, like even like the game developers aren't the coding kind of people most of the time.
No. Like, and I mean, like, game development is there's so many different. In that industry, there's just so many
much-
crazy
One of my best friend
tons
from
of.
How much money do you get if you're the guy who created or the team that created the Unreal Engine and that everyone is fucking using now?
Well, Unreal Engine 4 they don't charge for.
Really?
Yeah, you can use the Unreal Engine 4 for free.
They're just like, please make cool video games with this thing.
Well, I'm trying to think. There is a way they get money, but I mean, you like we could download the Unreal Engine 4 right now and like try and make a video game.
We could.
No, we could actually. Like the way that game engines work now, is it's like you don't need to know anything about coding. It's like you have a 3D model and you put a spline on it, and then it's like walk this way, and then like
Walk
it's
this way.
It's I'm obviously like underselling it a lot. It's still a very lengthy process, but I mean like compared to what it was 5 years ago or 10 years ago, it's like it's crazy easy to make get a very complex idea you had in your brain out. Like I had friends taking game design courses in school.
You gotta nail this, Andrew.
And it was like in a semester, which was like a quarter of a year, they would make these crazy video games. It was like,
Were any of them good looking?
the people?
Yeah.
Chris was pretty good.
You hear that, Chris? Chris, huge fan of the podcast.
He's also a big Halo fan. Pisses me off though because he thinks he's a bigger Halo fan than I am.
Which is not true.
Not true at all.
Jesus, mother.
And there's one blue guy. You're better than this.
Well,
Try going up. See if there's any.
He actually
there's nothing up.
he worked on Gears of War 4.
Really?
Yeah.
GOW4.
Yeah.
Okay, now do your drop attack. Not like that.
And I got a friend, like I've never played Homeworld, but I know it's a franchise, and I got another friend who did help make the new Homeworld game.
I just don't even know what to do through here. Like
I think what you had the right idea. You got to jump the once and like wait until the last possible
And then jump.
second
Yeah,
and
you're
then
right.
jump again. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, you run out of time, Andrew. Fuck this shit.
Fuck the shit.
You run out of air.
Does he die immediately if you're on there?
I don't know, I've never run out of air.
Oh, we're getting nice. Get that fucking cheese.
Holy flaming guy.
Holy
that?
Dinah, flame sword, but it,
Oh, it's underwater. That's cute.
That would, in the older games, it would have been on fire.
Absolutely. They didn't know that how water
Worked with fire.
fire yet.
This is
Nobody had tried that.
jump and swing, I guess.
They didn't actually know water put out fire until 1995. The first time somebody did it, they were all just like, "What
Holy
the
fuck.
fuck? We could have been putting this shit out with water this entire time. You know how many people have died?"
You're gonna have to jump and throw a spear.
yeah, I know you're right. I just have to fucking figure just...
Get back in before they get too thick, Andrew.
We pro.
You fucking big spicy Norwegian sausage.
We are the jellies.
They hate that when you start. What? You gotta do it. Get back on the chain.
We are the jellies.
There's so many.
This is such a bastard.
Like, how am I even supposed to fucking attempt this?
Jump up, swing, stand there, just shink, shink, shink till there's one left. Until they're all gone, I guess.
Do they just immediately spawn again?
Not immediately, they slowly spawn over time.
Yeah.
They're such a shitty enemy to me. Stand there, shink, shink, shink.
Oh my god. This is so fucking dumb.
Other way. Give it to the bastards, Andrew. Oh, they jump all around you. Can't be done.
I wonder if this is what jellyfish are like in real life. Being attacked by a tap.
You get so fucking so cavalier with that end sword move.
It's jellyfish that killed Seaverman's wife.
She's dead?
No.
Spear.
It would just be crazy if he was killed by a stingray and then his wife was killed by a jellyfish.
Like,
you're good. Jump and swing.
Jump! For the love of God.
Oh,
there's a crab.
what?
Haha, that was bullshit.
For those of you who are just tuning in now,
That was like in the movie Never Back Down when that one guy keeps doing the flips. And then the dude like watches him do the flips for a while and then the guy like...
wait, don't go down. Just keep jumping and throwing spears and climb back up, can you? Oh.
That was fucking crazy.
Nope.
Those jellies are like...
That's my shit. All the girls gonna be like this. Few times been around that trick when I hot school.
It's a magic word.
Speaking of James Rolfe, I think it's interesting now more than ever that he hasn't been accused of sexual assault.
James Rolfe?
Yeah.
I think he's been accused of sexual assault. He hasn't really been in a position of power.
There's that one nerd blogger guy who got accused.
Is there?
This is way before like the main.
I'm excited to see the convictions start rolling out. Wait, didn't Casey Affleck do something a while
Apparently
ago?
beat the hell out of somebody. Or
No, he didn't beat the hell out of like he did some like not cool stuff.
With a woman.
Yeah, with members of cast members on one of his projects.
Right, so he was kind of the first.
The Affleck boys are just boys being boys. People do not like it when you say that these days.
It's just boys being boys, and that's all there is to it.
They don't like it.
So if you haven't caught on yet in this 12 podcasts of Christmas, we're going to be drinking drinks again.
This isn't 12 bucks Christmas.
I know.
Oh,
It was going
you're building up.
just because we don't have very many left until we start filming. True. And I think that this year it's important to remember, we haven't decided which one yet, but in one of the episodes there's going to be an eating contest.
No, there's not.
There's going to be a contest.
You two are gonna go head to head.
Eating medium pizzas. Stuffed crust.
So we're just gonna see who can eat the most full medium pizzas.
Yeah.
I say we let the camera roll too. Like, we don't stop for an hour. We just see who can eat the most.
Like forever.
Forever, indefinitely. And you don't get breaks. Like you can't. Like the max break you can take is like 5 minutes between eating slices.
Or you're out.
Or you're out. Yeah.
Or you. Okay.
Yeah. You have to be perpetually eating. Like you can't take a good 20-minute break.
So you have to have one slice of pizza.
No, I think the time limit makes it easier to push because it's like if you only have an hour, you're just gonna eat whatever you can in the hour and then like puke after, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just saying.
If it's like how who can eat the most, like that would be.
I mean,
that's
you got
too much.
6 pieces
per pizza.
So that means you have to eat the whole thing in half an hour.
Every half hour.
Yeah, you have to eat a whole pizza every half hour.
Forever.
So that would be 2 pizzas in an hour.
Every hour you have to eat 2 stuffed crust mediums. Like so, I mean, if you can keep this on for half.
I would say if you got to 2 pizzas, you could wait 10 minutes between slices.
I think the big thing to account for here is, if you could last all day, you would be like eating between 20 and 30 pounds of bread and cheese.
You die.
Day.
Your colon would just become so distended.
No. Your body would shut down before it would let you eat that much.
So here's to Brother Pizza. We're going to be doing a pizza eating contest live.
We're going to do it live?
We're going to do it live. The Smodcast.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
We're going to do the Smodcast.
We could. Do a little Facebook live video. why we don't do that. I don't know why we don't just put a fucking one of our phones up.
Sucks. Facebook Live's gay. Ooh. It's a terrible way to describe things that aren't good.
Yeah, it's just...
You fucking fire crotch cunt.
He's good, though. He trained a long time for that, and you killed him pretty quick. And really, in the grand scheme of things, you walked away pretty scot-free.
He lost his life.
Oh!
Yeah, I saw it. Is that the power of
Shank,
Disney?
shank.
Ooh, what? They're not scarier when they're underwater.
This is their element. This is like seeing a great white shark in the middle of the Atlantic. Scary as fuck.
So, oh, that would have been a flame sword again. You just gotta... Okay, I'd start doing this now, like, before it starts blowing these guys up.
Yes.
To me, my board. Nice. Boom, nailed it. First fucking try.
Okay, get ready to throw. Big time.
Oh my god. The stress. You gotta hit him?
What, you stupid fucking asshole?
Nice.
Can you throw it inside of that thing?
No.
Up, maybe?
Yeah. Maybe up and you can jump from up to that platform. No. You need more
No.
spears.
Yeah, I know. I can't. I have to be a certain distance away.
Just go right. Where are you?
Oh yeah.
Well, I wasn't going to be able to kill him because he's going to get me. I got it this time.
Okay, how much time we got? One more run? Okay, we're going to
Last run. Last try.
For those of you who don't like Volgar, this was a bad one to watch.
Because it was mostly Volgar.
Well, maybe I should have tried to get more angry because like, I'm so angry right now that there's a pit of rage in my stomach. I just haven't been saying anything because I didn't want to just scream as loud as I fucking can because of how frustrated I am.
Okay, we're going to go last 5 minutes. Andrew's really going to give her with how frustrated he's getting. He shouldn't get frustrated. If he's going to beat it, he's going to do it perfect. Also, don't know why you weren't throwing charged up spears against that guy.
Because I don't have enough time before he shoots me and I have to get back to... You know what? If you think you're so good, you fucking take the controller and play.
Even Tiger Woods has a coach, buddy.
That's
Well, he
it.
did.
Fact.
But he was still an athlete.
Before he...
Hey, I'm a Major League Gaming athlete.
Man, we should have put Tiger Woods at the beginning of those fucking... I guess he never was thinking he was sexual.
No, he just loved pussy.
Yeah, it's like everybody loved having sex with him and enjoyed it, and he enjoyed them.
Yeah. His fucking wife didn't like it so much.
Well, but be hotter.
Yeah, exactly. She is really hot, but...
Did she have kids? Did they have kids?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You motherfucker, I never should have married you.
For those of you who don't know, that's from the Hallowanian album Nikto. See, that's when you play best, when you own it. Because sometimes you're a little bitch. Frick bitch. Like that.
You gotta put some sass on it.
I'm still gonna do it. Fuck them.
Gotta put some sauce on it.
Fuck them if they can't take a joke.
You know what's one thing I don't think, a word that I just realized I don't think it's ever been used to describe me?
That's a weird sentence you just said. But continue.
Shy. I don't think anybody's, even my parents when I was young, I don't think they ever said like, oh, he's just being shy.
Yeah, fair. It'd be very weird to hear somebody describe you that way.
I should try being shy and then like make a new friend who I convince them that I'm a shy person.
That would be really.
And they're like,
have this totally different persona.
And then they
And then
like,
one day you're gonna feel really guilty about it. And be like, I've been lying to you this entire time. I'm not actually shy.
Andrew, you gave me your best shot. Next episode of the podcast, what are we gonna do, team?
NBA?
We're gonna try playing NBA as a 3-player team. And
I will not touch a controller
why?
because I hate sports games.
Fran only likes playing video games alone by himself in the dark.
I'll watch, but I'm not playing.
I'll hit a big basket. We got to put it on really easy.
Sure.
It'll only be fun if we are just absolutely draining.
I would say we either do that or we do different matchups of. I've got UFC and I've got.
No, UFC's too tough.
I'm Dead or Alive also.
No, NBA, and we put it on easy, and you and I just pound baskets, and then like big celebrations. I'm gonna run around the room.
Can you do a
Check it out.
I need to scream a little bit.
Can you do a
Okay,
team
go
of
ahead.
just Yao Ming?
Just because of Volgar. Fuck you, Volgar! Fuck you!
The Viking?
Yeah. Stupid asshole not doing what I tell him to do, not winning the game for me. Fuck you!
He works so hard.
I tried to
Next
make him
time,
go.
I'm-
Fuck him.
Check me out. I'm gonna be screaming and running around. We're gonna play NBA 2K17. Is that 16?
16, I believe.
2K16. We're gonna turn it down to the very easiest rookie. I want one that's so easy, like the tips keep popping up every time I go to shoot to tell me how to shoot.
Pause the game.
Yeah.
All right. I'm
Peace.
done.